Have you ever noticed what happens in the very first 5 minutes after you wake up?
Oh, yeah. It sets the tone for the entire day.
Right. I mean, imagine this. Your eyes open, you reach over to your nightstand, you grab your smartphone, and literally before your feet even touch the floor, you're scrolling.
Yep, the immediate doom scroll.
Exactly. And within seconds, you're hit with, stressful news headlines, urgent work emails, and this perfectly curated highlight reel of everyone else's seemingly flawless life.
It's exhausting just thinking about it.
It really is. And before you've even had a sip of coffee, well, before your brain has fully transitioned out of its sleep cycles, your nervous system is completely hijacked.
Yeah, you are essentially jump-starting your biological stress response before breakfast. I mean, we're feeding our nervous system pure stress.
So why do some people seem practically immune to that crushing weight of modern daily stress, while others feel like they're just constantly drowning in it?
That is the million-dollar question. And, as a society, we constantly search for one massive, glaring root cause for our anxiety.
Like a single traumatic event or something.
Right, or we look for a very specific psychological diagnosis.
Yeah.
But in doing that, we're completely ignoring the reality of human behavior and our neurobiology.
Which brings us to the real hidden truth here. What if I told you the answer has nothing to do with genetics or massive life changes, but is actually hidden in the smallest, most invisible moments of your daily routine?
And that's exactly what we are going to unpack today. If you stick around, we are looking at how to rewire these hidden daily patterns to build a practically bulletproof, calm mind.
I love that, a bulletproof mind, because there's this invisible architecture to our anxiety, right?
Absolutely. Most people, they view their physical routines and their mental resilience as two totally separate things, but they aren't.
No, not at all. The brain absorbs exactly what you feed it.
Yeah, it functions as this brilliant, relentless, predictive engine.
So if the very first thing you consume every single morning is a flood of comparison and bad news and urgency, you're feeding data into that engine that says you are in a highly hostile environment.
Exactly. Your brain's threat detection center immediately assumes you are under attack. And that biological cascade, it happens instantly.
You're just flooded with cortisol.
Cortisol, adrenaline, all of it. Because the mind isn't magically floating separate from the body, it depends on it entirely.
Right.
So when you neglect basic physical needs, you create a physiological state that kind of mimics trauma.
Wow, mimics trauma, just from bad habits.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. When you aren't getting consistent sleep, or you skip balanced meals and run purely on caffeine, or you stay indoors all day without any sunlight to set your circadian rhythm, your body gets exhausted.
And an exhausted physical body sends continuous distress signals right up to the brain.
Right. It's like the foundation of a house. Healthy habits don't magically cure anxiety overnight, but they act like a strong foundation. When life's storms hit, a strong foundation stands firm.
That makes so much sense. I actually like to think about it like a smartphone battery.
Oh, that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, like people wonder why their mental battery is completely dead by 2 in the afternoon, why they feel this crushing overwhelm.
They think something is fundamentally broken.
Exactly. But they don't realize they have 10 background apps of anxiety running since 7 in the morning. The scrolling, the blood sugar crashes, the chronic dehydration.
Those are all massive physical stressors.
But wait, let me push back on this a little bit, because if someone is dealing with heavy, everyday anxiety, telling them to just drink a glass of water or take a walk, doesn't that feel a bit too basic?
Oh, I hear that all the time.
It just feels like we needed a much bigger solution for such a big problem.
It feels basic because we kind of misunderstand why it works. Drinking a glass of water doesn't magically delete your anxiety.
Right, it doesn't pay your mortgage.
Exactly. But over weeks and months, these tiny daily choices actually shape how your brain's circuitry responds to stress.
Okay, so it's a cumulative effect.
Yes. When your body is constantly sleep deprived, your baseline stress is sitting at 80% capacity. So it only takes one slightly annoying email to push you into full panic.
Ah, so doing the small things lowers that baseline.
Exactly. You are literally rebuilding the biological infrastructure of your mind. So its default state isn't a hair-trigger panic response.
Okay, so if our daily micro habits built this anxiety over time, how do we dismantle it in real time, when the panic actually hits?
Well, the very first step is going to sound completely counterintuitive because it involves doing almost nothing.
Doing nothing when you're panicking?
Yeah, it is simply noticing the anxiety without instantly believing it.
Okay, break that down for me.
So when an anxious thought appears, say, a sudden fear that you're going to get fired because your boss gave you a weird look, our instinct is to immediately accept that thought as truth.
Oh, for sure. The brain just starts running catastrophic simulations. You're suddenly planning how to move out of your apartment.
Right. But the biological mechanism to stop that spiral is the pause. You create a fraction of a second where you do not accept the thought. You just observe it.
So you mentally say, okay, my brain is generating a fear right now.
Exactly. And instead of letting the brain scream, what if this happens? You force yourself to ask one crucial question.
Which is?
Is this happening right now? And I mean right in this exact second.
Like, am I literally being fired right now while I'm standing in the grocery store line?
Yes. And most of the time, the answer is a resounding no. The brain really struggles to differentiate between an imagined future and a literal tiger standing in front of you.
It just dumps the exact same survival chemicals into your system either way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So by asking if it's happening right now, you redirect the brain back into the physical safety of the present moment.
Yeah.
But you have to pair it with grounding.
Grounding, like bringing attention back to physical reality to signal safety.
Yes. Take one slow breath. Feel your feet flat on the floor. Actively listen to the ambient sounds in the room.
Okay, but I have to ask a really practical question for the everyday person.
Go for it.
It sounds great to just ask, is this happening right now? But what if you're sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic and you're going to miss a huge meeting?
The panic is very real.
Yeah. Your brain is convinced the danger is real, your heart is pounding, you're sweating. How do you bridge that gap when the stressor is literally happening right now?
That is the exact moment where the logical brain completely shuts down.
Yeah.
You cannot logic your way out of a hijacked nervous system.
So what do you do?
That's where physical grounding becomes the mandatory manual override. The physical grounding is the bridge.
Because the mind follows the body.
Yes. In that traffic jam, your hands are gripping the wheel, your jaw is clenched, you're breathing high in your chest, your body is screaming that you were in a life or death situation.
So you have to manually pull the physiological lever to stop it.
Exactly. You intentionally drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw, take a slow, deep breath that expands your stomach. It pulls the brain out of the imagined future and back into the safe present.
Wow. That makes so much sense. By the way, if you're enjoying this conversation and you'd like more videos about success stories, mindset, productivity, personal growth, fascinating ideas, and practical life lessons, consider subscribing to Celeb Finance. We'd love to have you as part of the community. So once you use that physical override, what comes next?
The next crucial step is aggressively limiting unnecessary stimulation. Protecting your attention protects your peace.
I mean, we really don't need to check our phones every 5 minutes, do we?
We don't. We don't need to respond to every notification instantly. We've normalized living in this state of constant, low-grade emergency.
Where every buzz in your pocket demands an emotional reaction.
Exactly. And understanding how to protect your attention fundamentally redefines what courage is.
How so?
People think courage is the absence of anxiety. They think they need to feel totally calm before speaking up or taking a risk.
Right, like they're failing if they feel nervous.
But courage is simply taking the next small step, even while the anxiety is sitting right there next to you.
Doing it anyway.
Yes, because that teaches the brain that anxiety does not control your decisions. You are still the one driving the car.
Man, knowing how to stop a spiral in the moment really is a superpower. But, what happens next might surprise you.
Oh, definitely.
Because what if the goal isn't actually to have a perfectly calm mind at all?
That is the massive paradigm shift right there. A calmer mind is built through consistent daily choices.
Like spending a few minutes in pure silence.
Exactly. Or going for a walk without a phone. Journaling your worries instead of carrying them around in your head.
Getting consistent sleep, exercising, talking kindly to yourself.
All of that. But even with all those great habits, we have to talk about the myth of zero anxiety.
Yes, because most people never realize this. We have this super unrealistic expectation that if we do all the right things, go to the gym, drink our water, sleep 8 hours, we should never feel stressed again.
We view an anxious thought as a failure.
Like, oh no, I did my morning routine wrong, the anxiety is back.
Which is crazy, because we need to stop expecting the mind to be calm all the time. Even the healthiest minds experience anxious thoughts.
It's what the brain evolved to do, right? To keep us alive.
Exactly. The difference is that resilient people don't chase those thoughts.
I love the river analogy for this.
Oh, the river analogy is perfect.
Yeah. Imagine sitting beside a river, and your thoughts are like leaves floating by on the water.
You see them coming, you see them going.
Right. You don't have to jump into the freezing river and grab every single leaf. You can just sit on the bank and watch them drift away.
That's observation, acceptance, and letting go. You become the watcher of the river, not the person drowning in it.
Because mental freedom isn't about controlling every single thought. It's about choosing which thoughts deserve your attention.
And over time, choosing your attention makes you less reactive, vastly more present, and just a lot more confident.
And that's where everything begins to change. Because once you realize you don't have to fight every thought, you discover a hidden truth about what anxiety actually is.
Yeah, anxiety is not a sign of weakness.
Not at all.
We spend so much energy treating our biology like an enemy. But anxiety is often simply a sign that your brain is working too hard to try and protect you.
It's a protector. It's just a bit misguided in the modern world.
Exactly. It's applying a life or death response to an unread email.
Right. So the ultimate takeaway here, the core lesson, if you forget everything else, is that you are not your thoughts.
You are the person observing them.
You're the driver. The brain can learn new patterns, but progress obviously won't happen overnight.
No, it requires repetition. But every small step taken today really does build a calmer tomorrow. Every time you leave your phone in the other room or take a deep breath in traffic,
You are literally rewiring your brain. You have the tools to reclaim your peace starting today. If you found this helpful, take a second to like this video, subscribe to Celeb Finance, and share it with someone who might enjoy it too. Before you leave, tell us in the comments, what is one simple daily habit that helps you feel calmer when life gets stressful? We'd love to hear your strategies. Before you leave, tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. But until then, the next time you wake up and instinctively reach for that smartphone, just remember, you don't have to take the exit for panic today. Let the thought pass and pave a new path.